getting on the late side already, so we'll just go through a couple things here real quick. First thing is I sent out an email some time ago. I've been president over 4 years, so I think it's time that somebody else takes the reins. So that being said, it is getting to be election time. Jim Rutenbeck volunteered to handle the nomination committee. So I'll be sending out an email asking for you guys to let Jim know if you're interested in running for an office position, or if you don't want to run, please take the opportunity to nominate someone. So if you've been in the club, you kind of know the people. What happens is you can nominate somebody. That doesn't mean that they have to run. What that means is that Jim will contact them and see if they want to be involved. And if they don't, their name is pulled off. We don't say who nominated them or anything. So, if everybody here says we want to have Ron be president next year, Jim would call up Ron, and Ron would say, shake his head like that, and then nothing more would be said. So anyway, please, when you get the email, reply back to it with a nomination. We'll look for all offices, president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer. I think we have a couple people that said that they would be interested in positions, but nothing is set in stone yet. So, of course, so we send that out, and in October we'll send out an email letting you know who we're going to vote for, and we need to figure out how we're going to do this voting. But that happens in November. And traditionally, it happens at our November dinner meeting, which we are going to have to figure out something else to do. So that being said, let me go back to my phone. Does anybody have any questions on the elections and nomination process? Okay, good. Um, Let me see. Yeah, November annual dinner. Yeah, Ellen Pack kind of canceled theirs, but you're having a virtual one, correct?
Yeah, we're going to have a virtual banquet, I guess you call it. There won't be any food, but we are going to have a guest speaker from the Big Island of Hawaii. Lisa Wells is going to talk about the observatory there and her involvement in that. Um, this is somebody that Mike Denfeld uh, put me in touch with, and she sounds like a very interesting speaker. So if you're interested, I can, it's going to be a Zoom meeting, so I would say everybody's welcome to join, and I'll be putting out a link to the Zoom meeting as the time gets closer, and you're all welcome to attend. I think it might be interesting.
Yeah, that sounds great. So
That's
um,
October 24th.
October 24th.
Yeah, October 24th at 7 p.m. And we'll probably do like you do. We'll probably start, a few minutes early just to make sure everybody's in and able to make connection.
Okay, good deal. And yeah, I'm not exactly sure what we're going to do. I do have a guy, and I'm looking for his name here. I talked about him being a guest speaker at Eastern Iowa Star Party, but since we didn't do that, he said that he'd be happy to talk at something. So I talked to him about one of our club meetings, and maybe this could be an opportunity for him to talk. But he's involved with the Vatican Observatory. And I
Mm-hmm.
know he does their newsletter, and he puts on a lot of programs about stuff. And he's got something to do with writing programs for space simulations. And he's all excited about that. So he did want to give a talk on that. I
What's
didn't know
his
if that's something that the club was interested in or not, but
What's his name?
I'm trying to dig it out here. It's
Is it
Trimbley or
is it the beard guy?
the what?
There's a guy with a beard at the Vatican Observatory.
Now he's at the Vatican in the United States observatory.
Oh, okay.
So that's the one where he hangs out at, but the two are tied together. And
Yeah, I've heard they
it,
went.
I know I've got his email, and I think what I'm doing is I'm talking and zoning right by it, but I can send that out. So, he's a pretty interesting guy, and I actually wanted him to talk about the actual observatory at the Vatican, but he kind of veered off because he's got a lot of other programs that he gives. So, we can talk a little bit later in the board meeting if we want to do that type of thing. But I really think it'd be cool taking Paul's idea, if the weather is decent, have an annual get together, but have an outdoor thing over at Mankey. And, we can bring some scopes and watch stuff and have kind of an outdoor, like a mini Eastern Iowa Star Party, or a maxi one for that matter, if a lot of people show up. So we'll have to see if there's any logistical problems with that. See, I'm already back to August 14th, and I'm sure it was because he even talked about talking at the August meeting, so it had to been just about that time.
So just looking at their staff. But what did you think his name was?
It's like TREM, Trem.
His last name or his first name?
I think his last name. And he's like a editor of their letter or something. I've got all these emails from Mabula hanging out here too.
TREM.
Yeah.
I'm just not seeing it. He's not listed on their staff site.
Well, maybe I'm off on that, but I don't think so. Yeah, I'm back in July now. Maybe I filed it under QCAS business, so I'll find it again. But we can talk about whether we want to do that. But that did make me think when I saw all of the emails from Mabula. If Paul, did you want to say anything about the APP thing?
Well, I was going to get an email out yet tonight. I was talking to Jim and John yesterday, so I think we're going to try to do. We just want to get 2 booked, so we get them on the books. And I think we kind of decided that Tuesdays were probably going to be best. So if you don't think next Tuesday is too soon, I was going to ask about doing the 29th of September, and then what is it, the 5th of October? 29th, and then the 6th. So just to kind of get those 2, and then maybe take a week and then come back and do 2 more. But I think it sounded like Tuesday was a good day. It's not going to conflict with, with any of the other clubs or anything like that. So, again, I'm pretty excited about it. I know I've already renewed my trial once. Jim did as well. And then my renewal expired yesterday. Not like I have any images from the Star Party to process, but I would like to. There's just so much to learn. I keep going back and reprocessing old stuff, and it's like, man, I wish I knew how this product worked. So, yeah, I'll. If we firm up that time, we're kind of talking about 7 and 9. Then I'll shoot out and say that we're confirmed, and hopefully, people who are interested can attend.
Yeah, blast it out with the dates and the time and the price, and give a deadline that people have to respond by.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm sure he asked for just one contact for payment, so.
We could give him Sam too for that, because he could write out a check or whatever.
Unfortunately, I cannot sign it.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. If I don't know if he wants an online. Who knows how long it takes to send a check to the Netherlands.
Well, we can collect it all up and then pay by PayPal and just reimburse that person. I don't mind paying it by PayPal.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, the main thing is getting that out there and set up. And
yeah. But yeah, as a reminder, what was it? $100 for 8 hours? It was 4 2-hour sessions.
Something like that, and then 20% off the application if you buy it. And
yeah, and I think 20% off of was it $150 if you own it? So I mean, it almost pays for itself. It's crazy.
So I guess to me and Ellen, you can spread this over to PAC also. Did Ellen disappear, or is just off my screen maybe? Oh, there you are. You went to the top. Cecil took your place. So anyway, yeah, if you want to impress upon PAC that this is an intro level kind of a thing that we're doing. So he starts out pretty basic and then gets into it pretty good. So
yeah,
you know, it's not like you have to already be a super processor.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm interested in it just from the standpoint, I don't want to take calibration frames. I don't want to do darks and flats and biases. I want to take normal light frames pictures and have APP do the stacking and some automated stuff so that I don't have to know anything. So
Yeah, I think, one thing we kind of talked about is, around here, everybody has a lot of light pollution in their images. I mean, even with my dual narrowband, whenever you're talking about O3, there's light pollution coming in. And one of the really cool features about that product is its ability to cancel out light pollution, which is insane. But again, there's a science to using it correctly. So it'll be fun. I'm
yeah.
looking forward to it. So hopefully it's a good group. He made it sound like, even with a small group, he felt it would be worth his time. And
So yeah, if you want to blast it out to QCAS, and Ellen, if you don't mind forwarding that to PAC, and I will forward it to Cedar Amateur Astronomers, and that way, Ellen can be the contact maybe for the people that are just in PAC, and Paul, you can do the QCAS folks, and I'll corral the CAA ones, and then we'll figure out how to, it'd be nice to have 10, 12 people involved in that. Somebody that wants to talk to Ken, I know that Ken wanted to learn and have somebody in the club talk to him about processing. I wish he would get more involved in this one because with his hearing problems, I think this is a perfect opportunity because online he can set his own volume and work in peace in his own place without being distracted. So it'd be nice if somebody that is in close contact with him to give him a jingle. So,
great.
okay, thank you on that. And let me see here. The only other thing I have is the observatory relocation. Jim and Robert and I and anybody here that wants to be involved, send me an email. But we're starting to write up some paperwork on getting a grant to help us along with this project. So we've got like $6,500, which is not near what we need to do anything, but it might be enough to move our dome, build a new dome building and put our dome on it and at least have a present over at Yankee. So we're thinking about doing that, but on the other hand, if we can go and talk to somebody and get some help, we might be able to just go ahead and build a roll-off. And I'd still like to try to get something accomplished this year. So Jim, when is the deadline on that grant? Is that a week or two?
It's the end of this month.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Robert.
Okay. So if anybody's familiar with writing out grants, we really haven't done this. Please help us along wording things right and asking for the right amounts of money. I think this place gives, anywhere between like $2,010 or $20,000. So if we can make a real good case for this, 20 grand would get us real close to putting up that roll-off building over there and having a real nice presence. So, and that's really what we want to do. The overall project sounds huge, but we have to plan for the future. And if you don't show, it's always hard to meet a goal, but if you don't shoot high enough, you don't end up with any money to do anything. So I think we're looking to hopefully to get like $150,000. So it sounds like a ton of money, but we do have two private members that said that they'd donate $1,000 each, and we did have one person donate 1,000 already. So it only takes 150 people out of our population of 800,000 in our area. So it's not an unheard of thing. So, well, I won't push that any farther, but rather than me blast out an email soliciting for people, if you're interested in participating in that, even if you want to be a fly on the wall listening in and throwing in your 2 cents, it's not like you have to invest a lot of time in it. Jim and I and Robert will probably be investing most of the time, and anybody else that wants to invest time can. Otherwise, if you just want to listen in, let me know. So with that, yeah.
I put together some notes of the information we need to put in the grant application. It's an online application, so that's one thing. So I can email the notes I put together so far to Jeff and Jim, and you can add in well, for one thing, you can add in some information, hopefully, that I don't have right now.
Yeah, I sent Jim some information. Some of the stuff we have already. I wrote a benefits document, how the
Yes.
new observatory would benefit the county, how it would benefit the Scott County Parks and Recreation, how it would benefit Wapsie River, how it would benefit the Scott County, um, and that's a pretty decent bullet list. Then I also have, I think, a half a dozen or more reference letters. I've got a letter written from David Levy. I've got a letter written from that Jennifer Anderson, who is the that NASA impact crater specialist. Um, but yeah, I've got one from Grant from the Wilton Observatory, and a number of other folks. So we've got some nice letters written supporting our cause, and particularly, giving QCAS kudos for what we do. So I'm hoping that those letters help. We've got a list of equipment that we need, because I think some places will only donate money on equipment rather than structures. So we've got that equipment list built already. We've got a description of the buildings that we need to build. And I think even a little game plan of the order to do those, which is really flexible in that it depends on what money we get first as to what we build first. So we've got quite a bit of information, some sketches, some overhead pictures, and little plot layouts where we want to put everything. So everybody here is familiar with what we want to do. Ron, are you familiar with what we're trying to do with this project? Yeah, I thought so. I thought everybody was. So anyway,
What you were saying earlier about donations, yeah, at least one of these grant plays, they'd like some information on alternative funding, like say if we can find someone else to match our funding. And yeah, what you said about equipment, Ambrose, our department, does have a standing grant with John Deere that can be used for equipment. So I want to email our department chair, see how much money they might be able to spare out of the John Deere grant toward some equipment for the observatory relocation. And if he gets back to me soon, we can include that information with this grant application.
cool. Is that money that Ambrose already has, or is it money that we kind of apply for? So, I guess where I'm going with this, can Mankey apply for money for stuff that you need, and QCS also ask for money for what they need? Or is it like one kitty that?
As I understand it, this is for the department,
Okay.
our engineering and physics department, some of which can be allocated to the observatory. I'll email and get some more details on that.
Okay. Excellent. And I think Terry was going to donate $10,000, right? So we can use that as a match? Terry Dufek?
He's sleeping.
I thought that would rustle his feathers, but it didn't. So I guess definitely yes.
10,000 what?
Yen.
What? I just spent $1,000 on a tooth.
Well, that just goes to show that you got the money, right?
Refund?
Was it gold?
Yeah, it'll be paid off next September.
Oh, shoot. So anyway, does anybody
about
else?
paying for new teeth?
Does anybody else have anything that they want to talk about? Anybody have a preference on this group on what to do? Do you like the idea of have a meeting out in at Mankey in November for our annual meeting, or would you rather just have a virtual thing online like this?
It's one of those weather permitting kind of things. I mean,
yeah,
you can't count
let's
on
see
it.
what the weather's going to be like.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
well, I mean, Monday nights are terrible.
Well,
to leave the house.
We could change the night.
But it's one of those things where if Friday night looks clear.
Yeah. Friday night, Saturday night, if it's clear. November is pretty good if there's no snow on the ground.
I guess we can talk about it a little bit more on the board. I was just going to get kind of a consensus. Assuming weather conditions are fine, would you prefer to have a meeting over there or still prefer to have virtual?
Outside.
What?
I prefer outside.
Okay. Cecil?
I think it depends on the weather.
Okay. Assuming the weather's good, would you rather have a virtual or outside?
It was good. We could do it outside.
Okay. Terry?
I'd prefer outside if we can.
Sam?
Side.
Paul?
Yeah, outside for sure.
Ellen? You were kind of muted, but I think that you said you'd donate $10,000.
Outside.
Okay. And Robert, would that be okay with you to hold something over at Mankey?
Fine with me.
Okay. And you're okay with an outside pending weather?
Outside, pending weather, same COVID precautions.
Yeah. Mike? Are you going to be in town?
I'm gonna be in town, but I may be a cripple yet. I don't know.
Well, we can empty Cecil's trailer out and throw you in there.
You know, I don't know how the cold weather's gonna react on my knee, but we'll wait and see, Jeff.
I got plenty of dew straps. We can wrap them with them dew strips.
Okay. Well, that'll keep it from getting wet.
Well, we'll put a bag around that. So then, Rusty,
Yes.
Huh?
you good with outside or would you rather have virtual?
Oh, outside's fine.
Okay, Ron?
Yeah, outside's fine.
Hey, Ron, would you drive all the way out to Mankey for an annual get together for that?
Yeah, I was out for the Star Party last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to get out and just walk around and see the setups and try and get an idea of what I want to purchase here.
Okay.
Probably in 21.
Good. Yeah,
We're more than happy to spend your money.
there's going to be no shortage of opinions in this club.
That's right. No shortage. That's fine.
And then Jim?
Well, it's more than an hour drive for me to get to Menke. So although I'd like to get together in person, if all we're doing is having a meeting, but not doing some observing associated with it, then I'd probably rather do it virtual.
Yeah, I think that everybody's in that boat. If we can't set up scopes, we do virtual. But and that's why I was kind of saying weather pending, because maybe we can set up two things to go on. Because if we have it at Mankey and it is an outside one, maybe I can still set something up, some kind of a projection screen for that guy to speak at. And if we do it virtually, then we'll just, everybody will stay at home. So maybe we can schedule both in pending weather, blast out the email, whether we're going to be outside or logging in. So okay, well, good deal. Good deal. Thank you, everybody, for your input. Watch for emails from Paul, watch for emails from me, and we'll get the elections going and we'll get the APP seminar going. So if there's nothing else, do we have a motion to adjourn? Terry's raising his finger. Did that count?
Sure, I'll motion.
Okay. A second?
Second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. And watch emails and feel free to blast out emails if you want to go out and do some observing. We'll catch y'all later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Good night, Robert.
Good night, Jeff.
Do you need? Yeah, we did a good job cleaning everything. We've got 2 bags of garbage that I took out of the bathroom, and I tied the bags in a knot, and they're sitting underneath the window facing the east. And there's a little box of stuff that I've got folded up cardboard stuck in there. So I didn't know we didn't have a garbage can this year to pitch it. So I thought maybe will the cleaning crew or will the Wapsie folks guys grab those 3 bags?
I couldn't say for sure.
Okay. But anyway, I vacuumed it all and everything's covered and we got new garbage bags in the bathrooms and so
Okay.
it's very presentable. Your chairs are put back, so I think you're good to go.
All right.
Okay, have a good one.
You too. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.